Do you know who owns the road you live on? That's the question homebuyers occasionally fail to ask.
Yeah, while some people enjoy the privacy that comes with living on a private road, what happens when the road starts to fall apart and maintaining it costs too much? Who's responsible for fixing it then? Well, News Channel 6's Stefany Bornman has a special report for you on the potential pitfalls of living on a privately owned road in Columbia County.
If you would have known you were going to have to spend all this money when you first bought your home, would you have still bought it?
No.
Magnolia Lane is one of more than 500 private roads in Columbia County. The county maintains nearly 800 miles of public roads and spends an average of $2.2 million a year on maintenance.
Now that's cutting grass, that's fixing potholes, that's salting roads when it starts to snow.
Yet none of that money is put towards maintaining privately owned roads in the county. Columbia County has strict building requirements for their public roadways.
Well, we have several standards that you have to go by. So the right-of-way width, so how much right-of-way is designated for that road. We have asphalt widths, and it depends on the type of road you're building as to what these codes are. We have the makeup of the road, you know, how much gravel you put underneath the asphalt, how much asphalt you put on it, the type of curb that goes on it, or the ditch that goes beside it.
Those same requirements are expected from developers when they decide to build a public road. When a road is built, the developer still has to maintain it for 1 year before it can be accepted into the county. Some people buy property on private roads and choose to maintain their streets. Others buy property not knowing the developer never turned the road in front of their property over to the county, leaving the homeowner with a costly repair bill.
Wait a minute, am I responsible for this?
The Homeowners Association of Magnolia Lane collects dues for road work, but even trying to split the $250,000 bill to build the road to county code proved too expensive for the association. Wayne Fulcher has lived in his home on Magnolia Lane for more than 20 years. He says when he bought his property, the developer was still maintaining the road, and he was told it would eventually be handed over to the county, but that never happened.
The developer should have had to make certain disclosures to let home buyers know that if this is not turned over to the county, that you will be stuck maintaining this road, and here's what the average cost is to maintain a road of this length. That was not done.
In another Columbia County subdivision, homeowners had a similar issue. William Backus lives on Primrose Lane. He told me he bought his home not knowing that it was on the only private road in Bartram Trail. And when the road started falling apart, he discovered he might get stuck with the bill.
I think the biggest thing everybody thought was, what will this do to our property values?
Backus says the developer didn't intend for Primrose Lane to be used often, and the daily traffic was tearing it apart. In the end, the developer agreed to fix the road to county standards, but others aren't as lucky. The Magnolia Lane homeowner says he spent more than $10,000 since moving here and knows the road will eventually need more repairs. Now he wonders if Columbia County could come to an agreement with people who live on private roads to help them maintain it.
I calculated that since I've built my house in 2000, I've paid personally about $75,000 in property taxes. So if you did the math, if only half of the property owners out there paid the same thing, that's well over $1 million in taxes. That they could definitely afford to help us out with the road.
In Columbia County, Stefany Bornman, WJBF News Channel 6.
Now, if you're in the market to buy a home, be sure to ask who's going to pay the maintenance bill for your street. Over the next 8 years, more than $200 million will go into improving existing public roads in Columbia County.